Council regular meeting for Tuesday, April the 14th, 2015. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Calling the roll, Mr. Jones.
Here.
Ms. Brown. Here. Mr. Hairston. Here. Ms. Simon. Ms. Simon is absent at the moment. Mr. Greenspan. Here. Mr. Miller. Here. Mr. Germana. Here. Mr. Gallagher.
Here.
Mr. Schron.
Here.
Ms. Conwell.
Here.
And President Brady. There is a quorum.
All right. Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Under silent meditations, I don't have any recommendations, so each to his own, their own. Thank you very much. All right, public comment related to the agenda, and we believe we have two people. And we have one person who actually has a comment unrelated to the agenda, but we're going to give them an opportunity to speak this time. Who's first?
Okay, the first person is Reverend Pamela Pinckney Butts.
Good evening, everyone. As you close out your other session, I just wanted to make mention of your appointments of the IG, the Inspector General. I had recently been encountered by a military veteran who had some concerns of military veteran displacement, and I did forward the information to Mr. Nani, so I need not belabor that matter. And he will inform you as to the concerns of that displaced veteran and the concerns of the Wade Park Veterans facility. So I need not belabor that. For my agenda items, I understand that Clifford Pinckney is to receive an oath of office or an appointment as a sheriff. And family is not always a good relationship, but this one happens to be. And I wanted to let you know that you're making an excellent recommendation. He's always been a peaceful person, an honest person, a good person, and one who walks in fortitude and integrity, never a troublemaker or in the midst of mess. And I want to congratulate you for promoting him, and I want to congratulate him. And my being a pastor and a fivefold minister, I also take that to heart too, because we are living in a time where many things are lawless and anything goes. But you have appointed someone who takes the law very seriously and justice. And I took the time, as you know, I am running also for president for the United States of America for the 2016 election. I was born and indoctrinated into religion and politics. And I took the time to make a resolution in honor of Clifford Pinckney for today. And it reads as such. Resolution, Clifford Pinckney, Sheriff, 25 Nisan 5775, which is the Hebrew calendar, Tuesday, the 14th of April, 2015, which is the Gregorian calendar, 5 p.m., oath of office for Cuyahoga County, Ohio. Be it resolved that Clifford Pinckney, being declared as the appointed captain position, is very highly honored by this occasion to occur, that this is indeed an accurate decision to appoint you to complete this task. Be it resolved that we, at No Fear But God Fellowship Assembly and my other entities, deem it a privilege to have you to be placed in the position to enforce laws that will impact all lives that you come in contact with at a reasonable cost to all of us. Be it resolved that Clifford Pinckney, has had a very clean slate, even among his family members, who do greatly respect you this day of being a peacemaker and a man of God who walks in integrity and humility to seek justice and peace at the cost of being true to task set before you. And you can complete the task, you can complete this at a later time. I want to respect your clock, and I want to respect that this is a long day and everybody's ready to go home once this meeting is completed. And I also congratulate you too, Mr. Triazzi. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you. I understand we have two more people. So who's next?
Maurice Rhodes.
Good evening. Pursuant to the First Amendment, free speech, and in the spirit of the Boston Tea Party and Christmas addicts, I rise in performance of my civic duty. Mr. Greenspan, I concur with your position concerning the matter of the Department of Sustainability based on the following grounds. One, no one but Mr. Foley has applied or been considered for this position, thus violating Ohio employment law. Mr. Foley served in the Ohio House with Mr. Budish and supported him for House Speaker. So his reward or special gift is the Department of Sustainability. This violates Ohio ethics law. These are the special gifts that Mr. Romney complained of. The Ohio legislature, Ms. Simon, protects and sustains Ohio's second greatest asset, which is Lake Erie. The Cuyahoga Department of Health protects and sustains the environment, whereby I want these monies in order to augment said and equip it in order that it can meet the challenge of rats and other vermin living in these abandoned housing and factories here in Cuyahoga County. I argue that the health department must have a section dedicated to this county health danger. Also, said must have a working partnership with the county auditor, the county prosecutor, the various housing court victims, and the U.S. Attorney for the Northern District of Ohio, given that some slum lords do live in Los Angeles and other states and cities, whereby giving rise to issues of venue and jurisdiction. The Department of Sustainability would duplicate the work of existing departments. Thus, it is your fiduciary duty to spend Cuyahoga County citizens' monies wisely, prudently. Some observers would suggest that the Department of Sustainability is a stratagem and ruse employed by the Ohio Democratic Party in order to advance Mr. Strickland's bid for the United States Senate and Ms. Clinton's bid for the White House. Given all of the aforestated grounds, I do compel you, Mr. Sharon, to bring a civil action against Mr. Budish in order to stop this executive overreach. Mr. Triazzi, sworn oath. Time.
Thank you very much.
May I finish?
I'll give you another minute.
Thank you, Mr. Brady. Mr. Triazzi sworn oath to enforce the City of Cleveland's Building and Housing Code, as well as the City of Cleveland's Health Code, plus the Ohio Revised Code. Finally, the Fair Housing Amendments Act of 1988. He willfully and wantonly declined to do so or do his duty. He did demonstrate bias, prejudice, and partiality. He would not stand with City of Cleveland Building and Housing or City of Cleveland Health Department. He demonstrated dishonesty and cheated me out of victory. This disqualifies him from acting law director and puts him in violation of the professional code of conduct. Mr. Triazzi, you owe me $1 million. I got to get paid.
All right,
Thank
thank you
you,
very
Mr.
much.
Brady.
Thank you.
The final
All right.
speaker is Mr. Puri.
Good evening. My name is Satinder Puri. The subject of my comments is 218-year-old public square destroyed. Welcome Jimmy DeMora Square, a product of Cleveland's corrupt system. Both Jimmy DeMora Square and Jimmy DeMora Bridge are bogus projects emanating from a leadership disoriented with feelings of grandeur. Except for relocation of the statues, everything else has been destroyed, including trees and granite benches. Jimmy DeMora Square will be built on the cheap with concrete benches. City Hall does not have the money, but they had no problem destroying fully functional granite benches. And Mayor Jackson, who did not respond to 10 emails and 2 certified letters from a senior citizen, reminds us that the new square will make Cleveland a more greener, more beautiful, and livable city. Cleveland sure is becoming a livable city. So far, with billions invested in downtown, the poverty rate has climbed from 30 to 37%. Jimmy DeMora Square is a product of our mayor's vision, a play in third-grade geometry. I want to see one big square was how Mayor Jackson expressed his vision for downtown. His honor did not like the 4 small squares that had existed for most of the 218 years of public square. A 2012 traffic study showed this vision of one big square to be unworkable. Gridlocks, delays in travel time, and additional annual RTA operating costs. Well, how about 2 rectangles separated by a narrower Superior Avenue? Not workable either. So was the mayor's vision a dud? Not really. City Hall forced the RTA to accept it, the alternative with half a vision, the one with the 2 rectangles. RTA, in doing so, threw 40,000 riders under the bus. City Hall then sold the project to the public in a mass deception promoted by Cuyahoga County, the business community, the media, and blessings from the Old Stone Church, an action that would make Mr. DeMora proud. Remember the Old Stone Church? No problem salvaging souls, but no response to 2 emails and a certified letter seeking response to obtain an environmental impact statement. A rendering of the project shows trees and grass and only one bus as far as the eye can see. What a romantic setting for downtown Cleveland packed with buses, cars, and trucks. Wow, awesome. Welcome Jimmy DeMora Square, to be continued. I'm submitting a document for the record. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. All right. We're going to move to item number 6, the approval of the minutes. If I could have a motion to approve the March 24th, 2015 Committee of the Whole meeting and the minutes for the March 24th regular meeting. It's been moved. I'll second it. It's moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The minutes are approved. I have no announcements. Is there a message from the county executive?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. Yesterday, I had the pleasure of attending Foster Care Day at the IX Indoor Amusement Park. The county partnered with the NAACP at the IX Center to host more than 2,000 foster care children and their families. It was really a wonderful event. May is National Foster Care Month, which gives us the opportunity to shine a light on the urgent needs of our young people and the wonderful service provided by foster parents, adoptive parents, mentors, and volunteers. I'd like to advocate for a significant change as well. Right now, foster children age out generally at age 18. And I don't know about other people, but I know at age 18 I wasn't necessarily ready to be on my own out in the world by myself. I'd like to see the age extended to age 21. And hopefully we might be able to urge our state legislators to consider making such a change. One last item, tomorrow night I'll be giving my first State of the County address at the Parma Snow Library at 7 p.m. and I look forward to seeing, I hope, all of you there. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Everybody got their tickets for the State of the County? All right. Legislation introduced by council.
Excuse me, Mr. President, if I may.
I'm
to
sorry.
interrupt.
I've written this down, and the clerk would like to make an announcement.
Yes, thank you. One I wish I didn't have to make. Due to policy changes with the 900 garage, any county employees who are key card holders and park in the attached garage should sign in so that they will not be charged additional parking fees for attending council meetings beyond 6 p.m. We will have a sheet, or when the sign-in sheet will be forwarded to the parking facility in the following morning. Please note that it's our understanding that the names of departmental directors will be provided to the parking facility, because we're assuming that you will, come to council meetings frequently. But please sign in today. The list isn't quite finalized yet. And all other county employees should sign in, and we will have the sheets over here in order for you to sign in. Now, however, if we do not go past 6 o'clock today, I guess that would not be an issue. But if we do, they will start charging the event rates to you if you are not out of the garage by 6 p.m. So, thank you.
Well, thank you, Madam Clerk. I think maybe the council should have a discussion about this at some point. Legislation introduced by council, consideration of a resolution of council for first reading, adoption under suspension of rules.
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
All right, all those in favor of suspending the rules?
Aye.
Ayes have it, rules are suspended.
Resolution number 2015-0064, a resolution approving an amendment to a collective bargaining agreement between Cuyahoga County Board of Developmental Disabilities and Service Employees International Union, District 1199, West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio. The Healthcare and Social Services Union, representing approximately 386 employees in various classifications in adult services for the period January 1, 2013 through December 31, 2015, to extend the time period to December 31, 2017, and to modify language in various articles, directing that funds necessary to implement the amendment be budgeted and appropriated, authorizing the county executive to execute the amendment and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Traditionally, the council has not been acting on collective bargaining agreements with the County Board of Development, Disabilities, and Service Employees. If there's no dissent, we will take no action on this. Committee reports and consideration of ordinances of council for second reading.
Ordinance number 2015-0004, an ordinance establishing the process by which county officers or employees serving on public bodies may designate alternates to serve in their stead, and declaring the necessity that this ordinance become immediately effective.
This item will move to the April 28th meeting for the regular agenda for consideration for third reading.
Ordinance number 2015-0005, an ordinance enacting section 206.12 of the Cuyahoga County Code to specify the county's representation on the Cuyahoga County Planning Commission, and declaring the necessity that this ordinance become immediately effective.
This ordinance will also move to the April 28th council meeting for consideration for third reading.
Ordinance number 2015-0006, an ordinance enacting the Board of Control Consolidation Act and declaring the necessity that this ordinance become immediately effective.
And this item will also move to the April 28th agenda for third reading. Legislation introduced by the executive, consideration of a resolution for first reading, adoption, or suspension of rules. Could I have a motion?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded to suspend the rules. All those in favor say aye. Aye. The rules are suspended.
Resolution number 2015-0065, a resolution amending the 2014-2015 biennial operating budget for 2015 by providing for additional fiscal appropriations from the general fund and other funding sources, for appropriation transfers between budget accounts, and for cash transfers between budgetary funds in order to meet the budgetary needs of various county departments, offices, and agencies, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
I have a motion to adopt.
So moved.
Seconded. Mr. Greenspan, do you have comments?
Yes. Mr. President, I'd like to make an amendment to Resolution 2015-0065, deleting items RS, T1, T2, and U in Section 1. The purpose for the deletion is that, as we know, we submit questions to the administration for response. We do not get the responses in a timely fashion, so I'd like these items removed, and they'll be on the agenda next council meeting.
Any discussion?
Mr.
Councilman Simon?
So these items, I'm assuming, are not time sensitive and can last for 2 more weeks if we even know.
I would assume if they were time sensitive, we would receive a timely response from the
Okay.
administration.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, all those in favor of the amendment say aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes.
Mr. Brady, we didn't have a second on that motion?
Yeah, Mr. Schron seconded it.
On the amendment, sir? Thank you.
I just didn't have my mic, sorry about that.
Ayes have it, the amendment is approved. Could we have a voice vote on the merits of the resolution as amended? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Ayes have it, the resolution is adopted as amended. Consideration of resolutions for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution number 2015-0066, a resolution confirming the county executive's appointment of Robert J. Triazzi upon his taking the oath of office as Cuyahoga County Director of Law, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
This will be referred to the Committee of the Whole for the April 23rd meeting at 2 p.m. confirmation hearing.
Resolution number 2015-0067, a resolution making an award on requisition number 32725 to the C.A. Augusta Construction Company in the amount not to exceed $1,084,063.15 for resurfacing Bidoff Road from the Cleveland West Corporation line to Pearl Road in the city of Cleveland, authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, authorizing the county engineer on behalf of the county executive to make an application for allocation from county motor vehicle $7.50 license tax funds in said amount to fund said contract, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Let's go to Public Works.
Resolution number 2015-0068, a resolution making an award on requisition number 33138 to DeGoya Suburban Excavating in the amount not to exceed $8,209,055.10 for the grade separation of Stearns Road at the Norfolk Southern Railroad in Olmsted Township, authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, authorizing the county engineer on behalf of the county executive to make an application for allocation from county motor vehicle $5 license tax funds in the amount of $1,641,811.02 to fund said contract, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
And this will go to Public Works.
Resolution number 2015-0069, a resolution making an award on requisition number 33145 to Carvo Paving Company in the amount not to exceed $1,811,511.18 for resurfacing Emery Road from Northfield Road to Marigold Avenue in the city of Warrensville Heights and Village of North Randall, authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, authorizing the county engineer on behalf of the county executive to make an application for allocation from county motor vehicle $5 license tax funds in the amount of $362,302.24 to fund said contract, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective. Additionally, Councilwoman Brown has requested to become a co-sponsor to this legislation.
All right. Well, this will also go to Public Works.
Resolution number 2015-0070, a resolution authorizing an agreement with City of Euclid for participation in the Cuyahoga County Benefits Regionalization Program for the period April 1, 2015 through December 31, 2017, authorizing the county executive to execute the agreement and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Let's go to Human Resources.
Resolution number 2015-0071, a resolution authorizing the county executive to accept dedication of land for Shady Elm Lane in Shady Reserve Subdivision Phase 1, located in Olmsted Township, as a public street, 60 feet total, with established setback lines, rights of way, and easements, authorizing the county executive to accept dedication of land on the southerly side of Shady Road, plus 10 additional feet, 35 feet total, to public use in Shady Reserve Subdivision, Phase 1, authorizing the county executive to accept dedication of easements for construction, maintenance, and operation of public facilities and appurtenances in Shady Reserve Subdivision, Phase 1, to public use granted to the County of Cuyahoga and its corporate successors, authorizing the county executive to execute the final plat in connection with said dedications, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
This will also go to Public Works.
Resolution number 2015-0072, a resolution authorizing a revenue-generating agreement with the Arc of Greater Cleveland in the amount not to exceed $3 for lease of space at William Patrick Day Services Center, located at 2421 Community College Avenue, Cleveland, for the period July 1, 2015 through June 30, 2018, authorizing the county executive to execute the agreement and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Public Works.
Resolution number 2015-0073, a resolution authorizing amendments to various revenue-generating agreements with Educational Service Center of Cuyahoga County for lease of space at various Cuyahoga County Board of Developmental Disability Centers for operation of Help Me Grow programs for the period September 15, 2013 through September 14, 2015, to extend the time period to September 14, 2016, and for additional funds in the total amount not to exceed $2, authorizing the county executive to execute the amendments and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective for the centers as listed on the agenda, items 8, 1, and 2.
So we'll go to Public Works. Chairman Germain is going to have to set aside half a day or so.
Resolution number 2015-0074, a resolution authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 1400-085 with the East End Neighborhood House Association for neighborhood collaborative services for the Family to Family Neighborhood System of Care program for the period May 1, 2014 through April 30, 2015, to extend the time period to March 31, 2017, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $640,928, authorizing the county executive to execute the amendment and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Health and Human Services.
And resolution number 2015-0075, a resolution authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 1300-126 with Emerald Development and Economic Network Incorporated for rapid rehousing services for the Emergency Solutions Grant Program for the period October 1, 2012 through December 31, 2015, for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $563,617, authorizing the county executive to execute the amendment and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Health and Human Services. Committee reports and consideration of resolutions for second reading.
Resolution number 2015-0049, a resolution authorizing the issuance and sale of county sales tax revenue bonds in an aggregate principal amount not to exceed $13 million for the purpose of paying or reimbursing the costs of constructing, reconstructing, refurbishing, renovating, and improving permanent improvements to publicly owned park space known as Public Square, together with all necessary appurtenances and work incidental thereto, and for the purpose of paying any capital capitalized interest on the bonds and paying the cost of issuance in connection therewith, authorizing the execution of one or more agreements in cooperation with other parties and in furtherance of the project, authorizing the preparation and use of a preliminary official statement, authorizing the preparation, execution, and use of an official statement, approving and authorizing the execution of a trust indenture and a continuing disclosure agreement, authorizing other actions related to the issuance of the bonds, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Councilman Greenspan.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to note that this item remains contingent upon two agreements currently being negotiated with the City of Cleveland and owners of the Higbee Building, both of which are required to issue bonds. It is our expectation these agreements will be filed with council staff prior to our vote, and that they will be provided, and that we will be provided with sufficient time to review the merits of each agreement. If the agreements are not provided before our next regular meeting, we will plan to defer the vote until they are finalized. It's important to note that within the legislation, we're required to obtain the documents that I'm referring to, and it's conceivable that this item will continue on our agenda, obviously until such time as we receive those documents, which means we may see this in the third, fourth, fifth, and sixth reading until such time as we receive the documents pursuant to the legislation.
Well, we certainly hope that's not the case, but this item will be moved to a future council meeting for consideration for third reading.
Resolution number 2015-0063, a resolution authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 1400-215 with AmeriCab Transportation Incorporated for transportation services for the period September 1, 2014 through August 31, 2016 for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $4,400,000, authorizing the county executive to execute the amendment and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
This item will move to the April 28th council agenda for consideration for third reading.
That was,
I'm sorry. Committee reports and consideration of resolutions for second reading, adoption, or suspension of rules. Could I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it, and the resolution to suspend the rules is adopted.
Resolution number 2015-0047, a resolution confirming the county executive's appointment of Clifford E. Pinckney upon his taking the oath of office as Cuyahoga County Sheriff, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Move to
Do I
adopt.
have a motion?
Second.
That's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
The ayes have it. Resolution is adopted. Congratulations. Yes, come on up.
Don't be shy.
Hi.
No, you don't have to answer it. Just hold it.
Raise your right hand. And please repeat after me. I, Clifford E. Pinckney,
I, Clifford E. Pinckney,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
uphold,
uphold,
and defend the Constitution
and defend the Constitution
of the United States,
of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Charter
and the Charter
and laws
and laws
of the County of Cuyahoga, Ohio,
of the County of Cuyahoga, Ohio,
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
honestly,
honestly,
diligently,
diligently,
and impartially
and impartially
perform and discharge
perform and discharge
all of the powers and duties
all of the powers and duties
incumbent upon me
incumbent upon me
as sheriff
as sheriff
in and for the County of Cuyahoga,
in and for the County of Cuyahoga,
State of Ohio,
State of Ohio,
according to the best of my ability
according to the best of my ability
and understanding.
and understanding.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. That's great. Thank you to the council. This is a historic day for us here in Cuyahoga County.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yes. It used to take hundreds of precinct committeemen to do that.
Oh, yeah. My wife's great. You know, when you said that.
I shall continue? Sure. Okay. Resolution number 2015-0050, a resolution making a Cuyahoga County 911 Consolidation Shared Services Fund Award to City of Beechwood on behalf of East Side Departments Group Enforcement in the amount not to exceed $1,968,000 for public safety answering point consolidation support for the period February 1, 2015 through January 31, 2016. Authorizing the county executive to execute the agreement and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Move to adopt.
Moved and seconded. Mr. Galler, do you have any?
This is the last in our installments, Mr. President, for the 911 Shared Services Fund and the consolidation of services out in Beechwood. This is for the support physical and technical infrastructure, professional services, equipment upgrades, and other support consolidation needs.
Any comments by the council? Okay.
Want to add my name, Mr. President?
Add Councilwoman Simon's name. All those in favor, say aye. Ayes have it. Resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2015-0061, a resolution authorizing a loan application to Ohio Environmental Protection Agency Water Pollution Control Loan Fund in the amount of $1,875,000 for a new sanitary sewer structure located in Olmsted Township. Authorizing the Director of Public Works on behalf of the county executive to execute and submit said loan application. Authorizing the county executive to accept said loan if approved and to execute the agreement and all other documents in connection with said loan, authorizing the Director of Public Works to administer said project and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Councilman Germano, do you have any comments?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this, of course, is a loan application, so once this gets approved, then there'll be more actions that the Public Works and Procurement Committee will have to undertake. We
Comments by the council?
move for approval.
All right, thank you. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2015-0062, a resolution making an award on requisition number 32769 to Perk Company Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $1,427,823.07 for rehabilitation and resurfacing of various bridge decks in various municipalities. Authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution. Authorizing the county engineer on behalf of the county executive to make an application for allocation from county motor vehicle $7.50 license tax funds in said amount to fund said contract, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective for the bridges as printed on the agenda, items 1 through 4.
Move to adopt.
And seconded. Mr. Germano, do you have any comments?
This was heard in committee, and of course, we have a lot to do with bridges in the county, and this is part of our job. We recommend that approval is granted.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Committee report and consideration of an ordinance for second reading.
Ordinance number 2014-0031, an ordinance amending the county's debarment law to clarify that the period of debarment under Chapter 505 of the Cuyahoga County Code commences from the date of issuance of the debarment, and declaring the necessity that this ordinance become immediately effective.
This item will move to the April 28th meeting for council agenda for consideration for third reading. Miscellaneous committee reports. Hearing none. That's what it says. It says, that's what it says, so I read it, you know. Miscellaneous business?
Miscellaneous business, if I can. Okay, I just want to remind council and everybody that Sunday is Earth Fest 2015 at the Berea Fairgrounds, in Mr. Gallagher's district, and I'll be there on behalf of council, just opening up the ceremony. So people can come, it's free, it's all day, and you get to see the fairgrounds, Cuyahoga County Fairgrounds, and innovative, sustainable booths. So you'll be able to come and have a good day and relax. And secondly, I'm invited Eddie Kraus, our Director of Regional Collaboration, to Richmond Heights for District 11 to meet the council people and discuss some of his vision. And that will be Wednesday, the 22nd of April on Earth Day, which I didn't realize.
Very good.
but it's
Any
good.
other miscellaneous?
Mr. Chairman, Public Works will be meeting on the 22nd at 10 o'clock. And just asking all the committee members to become familiar with the background materials that are in the agenda so that we can properly move and discuss these projects.
All right, thank you. Any other comments?
President, the 4 years of Public Works. The Health and Human Services Committee will meet at our regular time at the 22nd at 1 p.m.
All right, okay. Any public comments unrelated to the agenda?
Yes, Mr. President, Reverend Butts would like to address council.
Three minutes will not be enough time for me, but I did want to just briefly, first of all, thank you for those of you who have been addressing some of the concerns I've brought to you previously. We're still not out of the woods yet. There are still some matters that are still unresolved, and please take those into advisement upon my departure this evening. I've been coming for some time now, and I have not heard any of the council members address this desolation and this travesty that's taking place in the city of East Cleveland, which is also in Cuyahoga County. I'm asking you to please review some of your concerns and where you're allocating these funds, and to rethink. I've asked you previously to rethink putting so much money into guns and weapons of warfare, drugs, pharmaceutical, and other type of things, and look into putting roofs on houses and filling potholes. But the city of East Cleveland is in a great travesty right now. And I do not hear anybody talking about that. Merging it with Cleveland is not a reasonable option. That city has history behind it, and her story for the women, because you know I am a girly girl. But we don't need to lose that city. The state does not need to take it over. And we need to have those business owners in the city of East Cleveland to be more accountable. They come in and they take money and strip the people of all of their resources, and they move out someplace where they're not even putting anything back into that city. We really need to be rethinking some things. I am concerned about the fact that so much time is being spent into downtown and not the areas that are surrounding the downtown area. I also ask you to please see to it that the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Library is not shut down, not only closed, but not torn down. That is a landmark, and many people have taken the Reverend and the Doctor out of that man's name and everything that's been labeled. He is a preacher. He was a preacher. He also earned degrees. And he was a man who made many statements nationwide and internationally, and we do not need to destroy the things that he has left. And we all know that the libraries and the resources in that community are for the Cleveland Clinic, the college, and other people. And someone made a comment that I did not like in a school board meeting, that the city is becoming, the community is becoming a place to live again. People live there already. And I feel like that was a racial slur, and I didn't appreciate it. And I like people to keep those type of comments to themselves, because people live there. and there are people of different walks of life. And once again, as I take my seat, I am not out of the woods for my situation. I ask you to please, my council representative, which I keep in confidentiality, to please address my concerns because they are still not properly addressed. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you very much. I'd like to have a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Brady, we have one more speaker.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Mr. Purry?
Yeah, good evening. Good evening. Yeah, my name is Satinder Puri. This is my 7th opportunity to speak before you, and I promise no mention of Mr. Demora. The subject of my comments is fair funding for the arts in Cuyahoga County. Since 2006, Cuyahoga County has been supporting arts and culture by taxing citizens who smoke at the rate of 30 cents a pack. The measure was approved by a vote of 56 to 44%. Now, sin taxes are regressive taxes that take a higher percentage of income from our poorest and most vulnerable citizens. While I don't smoke, I love the arts and the role they play in enriching our lives on a daily basis. As a volunteer teacher for the past 10 years, I've integrated art in the teaching of science, math, and engineering. I don't support taxing smokers, about 30% of the citizens, for an activity we all benefit from. There was active opposition to the regressive sin tax that passed in May 2014, with demonstrations all over Cleveland and beyond. Demonstrations to oppose the 2015 sin tax started soon thereafter and will resume with full vigor depending upon how the county decides to fund the arts. Love the arts, but not the use of regressive taxes to support them. I will appreciate if County Executive Budish and the Council can devise a fair funding for the arts where we all pay and not just those who smoke. But let's stop exploiting the weak and powerless in our society. I'm submitting a document for the record. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much. Is there any other public comment?
No, sir, there is not.
All right. Yes, Councilman.
Can I just say, I welcome everyone to come to Parma. We're very pleased that the executive has picked the Parma Snow Library, and that's right in front of the Cuyahoga County Public Library building. It's a brand-new structure in this last year. You're all welcome.
All roads lead to Parma. Can I have a motion to adjourn? Been moved and seconded. All those in favor of adjourning, say aye. Aye. The ayes have it. We are adjourned. Thank you. It's been a long day.